Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gupta. And let me tell you the truth right now. I have not recorded an episode of Gupta for a month. Because I have a habit of recording ahead of time, many episodes ahead of time, so I can, get on with some other businesses and whatnot. By business, I mean my other side projects. In which I'll announce here, in case somebody didn't get the memo the first time, that the Gupta series will obviously continue on as we're in a new century, the 900s, 10th century, which no doubt that this series will continue until all of India is united under the Gupta dynasty, which of course is a centuries-long process of doing that. If those who recall the Chola series that I did, the Tamil series, but I got something to say here, and that's, damn it, Lord Master, spit it out already. Okay. I have these other side projects that I've been working on. You may have seen a few things here and there, what I do for a living and whatnot. But I heard of a Dev Diaries, upcoming DLC, and then the Dev Diaries that came along with it for Crusader Kings 3. For the Royal Court DLC. Which I'm sure it'll no doubt come out in a few months after, this day of recording. And it'll add a bunch of great new features, which further intrigues me, since I've been making a good living here on Crusader Kings 2 in 2021 with the whole, these mods that I've been using that kind of kept this game a little fresh than it was before in my channel, with the HIP and the Dark Ages mod. Because those two really go together like peas and carrots, is a saying from where I come from. and I've no doubt that once the Gupta series ends, I will return to Crusader Kings 3 in time for that new DLC of theirs, whenever it comes out. If I'm going to take a guess, probably close to September, right by its 1-year anniversary of Crusader Kings 3. And also, there will be possibly 2 EU4 series here on the Lord Master channel. Yeah, I said it. Europa Universalis 4 is coming to the Lord Master channel. I've been recording a couple episodes of this, even though it's something that I've wanted to do for the past few months, but you know how that game constantly updates itself and whatnot. And so it took me a while on, okay, which country I should play as, and is it possible that I could do it with this strategy and try not to screw it up, because I've done that the past few times. Again, I've played over 500 plus hours of EU4. So there will be 1 or 2 EU4 series that'll be coming for this year. And it will be concurrent with the ongoing Gupta series. So, yes, a lot more content coming to the Lord Master channel, and a few others too, of the other games that I played, especially the lesser known ones that dates back to my childhood and whatnot. Anyways, let's get back down to business in the Gupta Empire, or the Bengal Empire, or the Mughal Empire, or the Neo-Gupta Empire, whichever empire you want to call it. It's interchangeable for you viewers. But simply for the sake of it, I'm just going to call it Gupta Empire, which is not to be confused with the old Gupta Empire. This is of the later Gupta dynasty and whatnot, as it's led by Samrat Chandrasen the Cruel. Which again, it's been a while. I did not rewatch the past episode prior to this, so I'm a bit out of the loop. What did I imprison her for? Did she commit adultery or something? Or just did it because she wasn't putting out? I don't remember. Don't know what the heck's going on over there. But the only interest I say for the Rajputs is, please get the lands back from the Abbasids. Because they're not as strong as they used to be. Because 1, it's ruled by a child, and 2, 93% imperial decay. Take advantage of them. The morale of armies are down. The retinue size is down. The land organization is down. The levy size even is down because of the imperial decay. Take advantage of the chaos. That's all I ask for the Rajput friends. Although it's kind of strange, now that I have, hindsight in playing EU4, it's kind of strange that the western Rajasthani area, that their culture is called Rajput. Despite the fact that in the 900s, that term did not exist. So, would it be called Rajasthani or whatever? Because we know it's ruled by the Iaja Amur. Previously, it was the Pratihara. I guess they split up. Yeah, the Pratihar Gujar Kingdom. Even though Gujarat still retains its independence. Civil War and all that. And we have recently subjugated Kosala. And put my nephew into the throne. Who's Jain. Whereas I'm a... What Hindu am I? Oh, Shaivist. Oh, Shaivist Hindu. And it's taken a while to recover, so it would be wise to recover before you think of your next plans to expansion. Which honestly, like if I want the Western independent kingdoms to be kept around just to beat back the Abbasids. Oh, yeah, you're trying to subjugate them, but clearly you're failing that task. Because you want to subjugate Mawa. Or Kasama. One of these two. But I think we should take interest in expanding towards the south. Because, southern India, well, don't underestimate them. Because the Rashtrakuta, well, they're actually not together. Where did that dynasty come from? Rashtrakuta. And this is the living sun. Is this a cadet branch? Yep, cadet branch. I tend to forget that this is a feature here on EU. Oh, god dang it. Get off that habit. I've been playing a lot of EU4. Anyways, get off that habit. Yeah, the HIP or Dark Ages mod of creating cadet branches. It kind of makes me wonder, wish I created my own cadet branch, but no. Because that would undermine the point of the Gupta series, now would it? But that's only if you are of a lesser title or independent from it. But one day, if I have... We'll get this prestige up in no time. I'm 42 years old, even though I'm a bit depressed. Maybe I should just start making a lot of money. I got all this great prestige. But the problem now is I'm depressed and I'm trying to, get rid of that. And put that skill to good use to, go bounty hunting. There's one right now. Which no doubt I can handle it. Oh yeah, I think I remember why I imprisoned some people, including my wife. I think the memory's starting to come back to me now. It's just those who are framing me. And we had to jail those who framed me. And also I'm a kinslayer too, so I'm not a nice man. And zealous to the end of faith. Yeah, we were imprisoning some people who had something against me. And made some rivalries too, and the framing doesn't help. We're just having a bit of a stability issues, but these are just facts right now. One of which wants to lower the crown authority in the Gupta kingdom. And a part of that, or why we did that, is to, get up to this, go for late feudal administration, and then we made it a primogeniture, which was a blessing. And now all we need is absolute crown authority. Does not have the law, no king's peace. It is none right now. So I have to switch that. Got to have absolute rule. Oh yes, because we've been given more power to the council lately. Well, if we can agree, then maybe we should abolish it. And then create an imperial administration, which will add more levy contributions. Even though they won't like it, but don't know if he'll make those changes, but certainly his descendants down the line will make that change. Because strong centralized empires are needed. Now, for you, I got no issues with you, but you have defended yourself against a man which I assumed he was a bounty hunter from the Wheel of Life Death Society. What is my weapon of choice again? I've forgotten about this. Oh yeah, this old sword. Gotta get a better one in coming days. Well, hunt down a Pajari. I will only accept payment in his blood. Swing it. Gotcha. And I become a formidable fighter too, increasing a bit of health just to keep my depression at bay. Well, that's for starters, so I think the first couple of years you should be focused on peacetime, make a lot of wealth, and maybe, just maybe, we will create that Imperial Academy. Which will cost a lot, but it'll do for a time. Yeah, imprisoned, Slayer and all that. Maybe I imprisoned her because she had a plot to kill me. Again, I can't remember. It's been a long time. And also, I am training her to be, you know, squire or lady in waiting, just to pick up a few. Yeah, still is. And the designated regent might as well be you, friend. Paranoia will do. And also, if need be, because you're over 40 years old, you can forge Bastard Son. But no, I intend that it'll be her. Unless one of those concubines. Oh, that one's got cancer, so that will not do. This one is a drunk, which can't be good, so have to set you aside. Or better yet, you should take the vows, because look, I'll only take the karma hit. And we already used that subjugation one from long ago. So all I could say is, you need to get right, because you are a drunkard and you are living that hedonistic lifestyle, which you need to be rid of that. Only Buddhists can do that, I think, but is it possible to get rid of the hedonist trait in a monastic society as a Hindu or Jain or a Christian one? I know Buddhists can through ambition. Yeah, so in other words, yeah, you're a nun, set you aside, so go back to where you once came. Well, I'll continue to raise the daughter, who's been born recently, but I like where this is going. But still have you, but anyways, let's get this over with, even though I feel that all world's against me. Acted dishonorably towards me. Slain, burnt stake, dungeons, burnt stake, the slain. Including my brother. Serene province. So as I said, whatever you do, don't do anything. For the time being. There's another thing. Woodcutter's Lodge, Woodcutter's Lodge, Woodcutter's Lodge. Oh, I also have a steel furnace into my control. Tannery 2. Has the time elapsed to look for another resource? No. Deep in meditation, I felt the most intense splints I've ever experienced as a great energy traveled up my spine, opening my chakras to my own internal being. Om Namah Shivaya. I feel energized, no longer depressed. That's right. All better now. Legendary commander and formidable fighter. One of the greats. But now it's highly likely that I'll leave my lasting legacy to create an Imperial Academy here. Knowing that, I was about to say, it's, who the previous, who was that one? Yeah, he's the one that founded it, you know, years ago. So after the creation of the Empire, but now he will soon leave a legacy of, building an Imperial Academy once he saves up all this money. As the country recovers from the recent conflict and all that. As he once said, strong centralized empires are needed. So, how can we do that? Got to have absolute crown authority. No king's peace. Legalism. Fool. Well, we should save up on that then. Sure, he may recruit to my land because what the hell are they going to do about it? As the relation of my spouse degrades, the harmony of my private life is placed into question, further impairing my well-being and thus my capabilities. Perhaps I might treat my spouse a little better. Well, she's in prison. She doesn't like me that much. And I was framed. And a frame isn't going to go away anytime soon. So just a mild lack of harmony. Not going to hurt too much. Disaster. Have to pay it. Big military organization will do. That means my rival just died. In fact, both my friend and my rival died on the same month. Oh, what are you about that? Before my dear friend Maharaja Bhagpal passed from this world, he made me a promise to take care of his daughter Rajkumari Anantadevi. Today was Bhagpal's funeral. Most mourners have left at this point, but Anantadevi is yet kneeling by her father's grave. What grave? Was he a Hindu? Yeah. Died of complication of tiny What? I mean, I knew he was tiny, but I didn't know. Well, there was that song. Again, it's an American thing. That Short people don't live long, or whatever that song calls it. I mean, I'd never listened to it, never heard of it even. I only know the title. But I didn't know there's complications for being tiny. Whereas I know dwarves some of them, if they got good genetics, do live longer than 65. Are you tiny too? I mean, oh, she's a dwarf. Excuse me. So, offer my friendship, even though she is living in a married life. No children yet. But that guy is married to strong claim of a Thicana. She's from the Chedi kingdom. She's gone on a journey. Had a calm voice, but absent-minded. Okay. Sure, but I wouldn't want to be shy. That'd be a bad thing to have. Dear lady, I'm not today most graciously welcome my offer. I'm sure I'll become best of friends. Don't worry about Paul. I'll keep your daughter safe. I recently read a touching story about a pure-hearted romance between a young man and a woman who had grown up as neighbors and friends. Their virtue and honesty helped them endure many hardships so they could be united in marriage. Let me see the traits. 1, 2, 3, 5. It was an adorable tale about true love. Picked up trusting. Lost the Roth trait. No longer an angry man. Come to a great monastery, renowned in all my realm for its dedication to learning. The head monk tells you may acquire one of their many books. Their price. He also hints at a large donation will lead to more books in the future. I'm afraid I don't have quite the funds. I do, but they're going to be spent on something else. Hey, since I'm no longer depressed, I think I'm in a good position to become a pretender. I'm not trying to become champion. I just want to, do these sort of things. The future Samrajni, potentially, is a page now. Even though she won't get all the way to accomplished lady in waiting, but still, just want to improve her martial a little. Skilled fighter. He's been in many fights. Don't underestimate him. Oh, I underestimated myself. Oh, I know how I get some prestige out of this. Go on a tiger hunt. If we can find the said tiger. Spend little and do anything to get more prestige. We'll have the prestige. No. Oh, of course, you're a Jayan. You don't participate in tiger hunts. Excuse me. All Jayans will decline on the tiger hunt. Because that would be violating ahimsa. Well... Good Lord, how many Indo-Greeks are there? Well, it's a mixed population of Bengali and Greeks. Or Yavanas, the Sanskrit name for Greeks. I guess why that old Nilgratha was still there is because the previous ruler of the Kingdom of Bihar was a Jain. It's my father who died of an infected wound. Oh man. He was a holy man, and yet he got drunk and took a bad injury. And the drink got the best of him. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, let's go find that tiger if there's any. No tigers here, unfortunately. Took that bit of prestige loss, which is fine. Beware of the vassal inheritance warning. It's a pretty sizable land that it might leave us. Oh, we can't expand anywhere else. Unless you have claim. What the heck? Oh, I think the Abbasid Empire finally broke down. Oh, it's a claimant war. Never mind. They'll be back with an empire. They just want something out of the Abbasid. This would be a good time for you to attack, even though you're already in the middle of something. He's winning this war along with his many allies, and against that. If we can recover the domain troops here, then I'd be willing to start intervening in holy wars to defend the Hindu faith. I'd be willing to do that if we expand a little further west. What the heck? Oh yeah, you hate my guts so much. Framed. That's why it's so slow to recover. It's on certain areas. Heavily recruiting troops. Limited taxation. You see, clearly I don't remember all the things that I've done in this series. It would be under your jurisdiction that you would be taking care of that, but you're in the middle of a war, so we've got no choice but to send the retinue down here. And possibly commit a few more troops. Oh, never mind. Lead my men in a battle. Well, I guess I'll lead them. Because, you know, we want to get that objective done. And there's prestige in winning in battles, you know. Do not delay further. Hang on. Just meet up. Just a little extra reinforcements. We got the big money now, thanks to the local resources. Return to your post. Okay. Our Marshal Raja Ganapathinyaka of the Raj was once a son of House Chalukya with nothing to inherit. He has since forged his own path as a ruler, and thus established a cadet branch of his former dynasty. From onwards, his project will be known as that, so he's created another cadet branch. Chalukya. Hey! Is it possible that I could press your claim? Not independent. Hang on. Oh. Where's that? Oh, never mind. Because, you know, Chalukya Kingdom would be important to have. Well, obviously you're going to be a bit martial oriented, but of course there's this rare chance that it will not make it so. Because remember the rules in Dark Ages mod that women with martial educations are a rare occurrence unless you have full status of women's law. So even if you give it to martial, no matter how well educated it is, it's going to switch to either of the 4 other skills. Yeah. I see. But I can't guarantee everything. Screw it. Go for it. Because I'm martial oriented. And no thank you. Galharavati. Now become kind. Maybe try to have a kinder heart. Because you were wrathful. Now try to be nice here. Excuse me. I struggle with the pleasures of life or the pleasures of the afterlife every day. Some days I feel celibacy is the right way for me. The other days I cannot get enough of the pleasures of life. Today I'm feeling more inclined towards hedonism than celibacy. Well, you are a good friend, but you live that lifestyle. Do I want encouragement or discouragement? That is a question for another time. I got the money, now all I need is the prestige. I imagine all the pleasures in the world. Good food and the wine, the touch of skin on skin. To be celibate is to abstain from nearly all worldly pleasures. However, the chance of going to heaven when I die. So I ask myself, a lifetime of pleasures, or perhaps heaven when I die? Maharaja Salathamba II was very convincing when he talked about hedonism. If you go for that, I don't have a lifestyle trait. No. Don't have one. But, you know, I've become a nice man and I'm zealous, so all I could say is I'd rather be rewarded in heaven. And I'm sure he'll be like, you're missing out. You are mixing up some nice stuff. That's what he would be like. Yeah. Who's gonna be the main overseer? I'm looking. Who would be suited for such things? Oh no, Arbiter, that's not gonna work. He's cruel and slothful. Yep. Damn, no good candidates. I guess it'll be you, Commander. You're the overseer now. Oh, that better not come down here. And ask overseer to plan on a mission. This isn't gonna work, but give it a try. It'll be a miracle if he did all that. Hold it to while they feast. Those who truly dislike me won't attend the feast. Highly suspicious cult of Kali Purusha. Well, it does indicate that. And he's done some pretty stupid things in his life. Would it be best to put him out of his misery now? His heir? He'll do fine. But he ain't gonna make me mad once I kill his father, because who is my marshal? But you know he's one of the good ones. Damn it. That's some interesting clutter he got there. Okay, you know what? Throw the apostle in the dungeon. I'll take the artifact away from him. Give me that lockpick. It'll be useful. And if you don't like it, we'll burn you at the stake for this. He'll be my rival now, but he's 70, so he ain't gonna be around for long. I'll outlive him. Sounds nuts, I know. I know it's for karma game, but you'll get some prestige out of this. Or not, that was monthly prestige of holding the said Diwali, but... For a long while now, I've not felt the presence of Shiva in my thoughts. I'm starting to wonder if there's really any truth to in the Mahabharata, or it's perhaps just an old book written by clever liars. Oh, these blasphemous feelings will soon pass, and I've gone back to depression again. Oh yeah, the marshal died. I told you I'll outlive him. Does anybody want to be the marshal? Well, none of you are good. Screw it. Joe. We'll have that Imperial Academy next year. Rani Gupta became gregarious. I like how I just said a name like it has a suffix. Hope We wish you all the best. This mission was a failure. Unable to reach an agreement with the local leaders concerning the stability of the province, the uninspired performance aggravated the circumstances, and only a swift withdrawal prevented the situation from getting worse. Oh, this cost me piety, and further delaying the inevitable construction of the Imperial Academy. We want to have a great center of learning. But here's another way to get prestige. This dull man. A dull, absent-minded stutterer. Even though he cares for the people, but he ain't gonna be all that bright when it comes to this. Gotcha! Lately it seems I've heard nothing bad about their headhunters. From whispers and confidence at court to dockets prove his corruption slipped under my bedroom door at night. I refuse to believe the accusations and ordered an investigation of their source, which revealed the involvement of Pujari Chandrasen Asana. Well, from one Chandrasen to another. Talking about you. The Pujari will pay for this. Anyways, let's create that right now while you have that chance. As a ruler of such greatness, I can institute a state academy with which to educate my people. As the founder of the empire, I will also be the founder of this academy. Or the one who financed the construction of it and whatnot. The Hindu Academy. The great ruler Samrat Chandrasen of the Gupta Empire has instituted a great academy for the education of his realm. All the promising young men of Hinduism are flocking to this new center. It must be noted that such a universal institution exists for the will of one person. When they die, will their heirs be able to maintain it? Glory to Samrat Chandrasen of the Gupta Empire. Jai! Now I feel I've accomplished all. Sort of. And you want me to bounty hunt against my friend? Oh man. Oh, he's deaf. Oh, he's a bad man. Who do you made rivals with? The clueless one from over there. Who is? Okay. Oh boy. Can't believe I'm gonna do this. He can't hear, but he sure can know how to fight, hopefully. Gotcha. He didn't hear that coming. At least I get some money out of it. Yeah. Everybody hates me because of this kinslaying and me being framed. Maybe I do deserve to be depressed. Maybe I do indeed hate my life. But do not worry, as a founder of the Empire, left a great legacy of this, well, you should have that looked at. We better improve upon this, otherwise bad stuff's gonna happen. Any other bounty targets in this large realm? Yeah, do get out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. I don't know why you're even... Horse caretaker. Marshal 2. but reduction, a bit of intrigue and learning. Anyways, to serve relationship to our nations, my master sent me on a mission to the domain. He allowed me to visit your court and discuss philosophy of your Pujaris. The servants of the Protector General are always welcome in my realm. Sure. It was only a matter of time. The preparations of the Livishner, Shijianu, to arrival tomorrow are well underway, but I find myself pondering what more I could do to make him feel welcome, even though a proficient translator has been summoned. Would it not be nice to just for me to greet him in his native tongue? An hour or two for a simple greeting should suffice. Just learn how to say greetings and hello and whatnot. I spent an hour reading the greeting which the translator prepared me before going to bed. And as I dressed this morning, he was there to help me with the pronunciation. I have no idea what the elaborate phrases mean, but at least it came out somewhat smoothly as I greet him. That went well, I think. It's been a long time since I had a look at these. When is your birthday? 20th. Just to remind myself. Not fully recovered yet. But it doesn't help that the vassals that dislike me are not providing me any levies. That's the reason why we have not been expanding too much lately. In parts of Sansaram, colorful rains reported have fallen for several days after some deliberation. The locals consider it a good omen for things to come. Good to hear. Yeah, I got 1,000 gold again, sending all this money. But the real question is, what am I going to do with that money? And it's funny they call me the cruel, and I've changed my ways, and yet I still feel depressed. I'm just a sad little man. In fact, the real question is there anyone that's planning to kill me? There's one that fabricates the kingdom. Another crusade for Aquitaine. Gets to owe me out. Still there. Oh, meanwhile, the Absids are trying to get them back together. But they're up against a lot of things. Revolt against the rule, acclaim, independence, revolt, peasant revolt. %100 imperial decay. Does that mean the Abbasid Empire is going to be no more, or what's going to happen? Most of their troops come from their vassals, which they tend to vary. Or just something that I'm wondering. There's Rani. I was about to say, hey, you don't have a, I'm sure she'll decide what religious branch she'll be part of, since it's like, yeah, she may be Hindu, but doesn't know what exactly. It's another thing. Oh, I got an idea, but no, just wait a while. I have an idea, but let me save up some more money. For the prestige. Come on, 1500. That's what I'm waiting on. 1500. There you go. Last night I had a most wonderful dream. I find myself basking in a realm of infinite light. Nothing but light. I saw before me many men and women, some of whom I recognized as my deceased relatives. Even those that I did not recognize, I knew were my distant ancestors. We never talked nor interacted directly. I merely basked in their benevolent presence. After I woke up, I felt most blessed. Don't worry, I will be with you, ancestors, soon. Because I'd rather be rewarded in heaven, and I got depressed and all that. But here's something that I might need. Knowing we still use that crappy weapon. When we need an improvement. Where is it? Search for a smith. I need a top-of-the-line weapon of sorts. Just know what the Empire needs. Capable warriors with a very, very capable weapon. A village in Muggad has a giant tree that was planted many generations ago to provide shade for the locals. It's been something of a popular sight for people to visit. And some of my court suggest I could donate some funds to assist in caring for the tree. 10 years or 30 years. Good idea. Muggad, we'll have a giant shade tree. That has its benefits, yeah. Good idea. It's flourishing, but sooner or later, it will be very, very prosperous. Rani's become cynical. Can't say I blame her. Fine idea. Wait a minute. It's like, yeah, you're the monster. Let's talk about this Marco weaponsmith. Oh, this is the one. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. She's growing older. I could see that Rani could use some guidance in some most experienced areas. It requires hard work and may not always be appreciated, but it's my chance to make self-sacrifice for the sake of Rani. Be thorough, make others count on you. Excuse me, diligent. Can never go wrong with a good scimitar. Maybe. What do most of our military consist of? merger of the two. Yeah, stick with the scimitar. Oh, we're not going about anything but the very best. We are spending big here. During the afternoon, I went to check on the progress of Master Ramapala, and I walked in to see him getting my daughter Rajkumari Gandharavati to help with the forging process. Together they were lifting pieces of metal, and Ramapala was showing Gandharavati how to mold the metals into shape. Not exactly painful, but a form of service nonetheless. Make a 5-year-old brawny. Knowing who the mother was, you know, it might give her slow trait if it's revealed, but I'm glad Ramapal's making Gandharavati to be stronger. But you may never know that she'll become brawny too. And give her a little bit learning. They've done it. Well, what do you know? King of Aquitaine and Crusader Aquitaine. King John, the sword of Jesus. Crusader King, legendary commander, trained fighter and all. Even though he's a member of the Hermetic Society. Mythical creature's bone. He has the cleaver from his father. And he's got his own Crusader lance. Nailed the true cross that was also rewarded. Cursed infidels, but in actuality to us Hindus say, good job. Used to be a peaceful place. Why not? Until the sword that I'm waiting on. Now I'm diligent. Give him a chance. But in the meantime, I'm still waiting on that weapon. Did the parents high marshal? Was that through me? It's gotta be through me. Great improvement. Should be turning 15 years here. Where is that weapon? I was struck with nervous excitement when Master Ramapala announced that the scimitar was near its completion. Today I've received the master of my throne. A sturdy box in his arms as he opens his lid. I find it almost impossible to breathe. What would you name him, my Samrat? Well, knowing we're a rich country and we're a lot of wealth, a golden scimitar. Here it is. Heavy foot troops +5, light object +10. That's +2 martial and 10 combat skill compared to this old one. But hey, it helps with the infantry. Named the Golden Scimitar, it is a weapon of exceptional quality, forged by a master craftsman. The handle is adorned with ornaments made of gold and jewels. Yeah. Well, I have no great love for Maharaja Bharat Singh of Kosala. I had no idea that he despised so much till I began hearing rumors of his hateful comments. When I last saw him at court, he got his summary might confirm my suspicions. So that's how it is it? Want me to focus on war? No. I got something else that I will focus on. And it's for the future of the Gupta Empire. And it should be led by a warrior woman. It'll be controversial, but it could change a lot of things. Of course it's down there. Let's go deal with these bastards right now. That is not the amount that I was looking for. Lady in waiting, improved. Shield bearer, so plus 3 martial and the domain tax modifier lose. But combat skill nonetheless. Since you're already brawny, but you should focus on thrift because I am not confident about what her mind is going to be like. Her intelligence is what I'm trying to say. Hey, I rolled a Gupta Empire around here. The item's not for sale. Huh. It'll be given to somebody else somewhere down the line. Every little bit of help is appreciated. This war isn't going quite as I thought it would. I'd lose more men per battle than I planned. And the sieges are going on forever. What are you talking about? More men for more sieges than you. I need no help. This is just a peasant revolt. You're just being a pessimist. Cut it out, will ya? You crazy man. Anyways. Oh, what to do. Think! I know what to think. Let me check up on you again. I don't know what kind of trade she'll be getting. Hope it's not dull. If it's honest, fine. Brawny, very good. Uncouth, indifferent. These are my opinions, you know. Too bad the cynicalism isn't going to get her anywhere, but... And you need that karma, 500 karma, to subjugate the next country. We'll think of something. Longshanks. That's what they call him. Diplomacy skill isn't all that great, but still, there's always room for improvement. But you know what? Egads, I just remembered something. I knew something was missing. Groom the heir. You have not introduced the heir to the realm yet. I knew something was missing. Introduce her, damn it. Samrat's finally introduced young Rajkumari Rani at the Gupta court in Magad as part of his continuing effort to groom the young woman as his future heir. hope she does well, even though it's a controversial decision that we decided to go with, having a female become the heir to this empire. The Rajkumari, tentative waiting as I meet with my chancellor. I wonder if she picked up for me. Let's hope only good things. Nope. Reduced diplomacy. All debts. Well, I got a lot of prestige, I'm sure. Once got 100. Look, just gonna be ignoring most of the requests. That kid is a disaster. That's not gonna be good. What are you doing? Reduced Marshall a little bit. Crito. It's a book. Hang on here. I know what my next move is once it's all set and done. Oh no, no need for that. Bastard. It seems as if Rani started getting along incredibly well with the child of one of the visiting vassals. Indeed, apparently Rani and Suvratapala are becoming fast friends. How lovely. A large cistern was discovered in Chunai. It seems to have been used by ancient peoples to collect rainwater, and it is still in relatively good condition. The locals plan to refurbish and reuse it. Perhaps we can lend some funds to help them in this endeavor. The economic and social benefits would be considerable. For 20 years, I will fully fund their efforts. I'll become charitable too. Thakur Zhangdao of Satmagrama is a renowned fighter and tactician, having introduced himself to Rani. He approaches me with an offer. He is willing to spend his time teaching Rani how to fight in exchange for my favor. Yeah, get that marshal back up. So some of my counselors just picked up a number of my mannerisms. Now you're charitable too. That'll up your diplomacy even more. Which is excellent. Are we done yet? While having a pleasant conversation, I'm suddenly interrupted by an infernal ruckus. Upon further investigation, it seems as if Ronnie's gotten in a fight with a child of one of the visiting vassals. I tear the two children apart, but it is obvious that Ronnie and Ronnie, that's Queen, official title, not the name. Ratnavati of the Varahara Jidaraj will not ever be friends after this encounter. The Rani of Toshali, not the ruling area. But you get the idea. The last of my vassals have left, and Rajkumari looks relieved. She's obviously exhausted from all the formalities. Have been introduced like this, hopefully will serve her well in the future. I've done my best to groom her to a worthy heir. Hopefully. Even though she'll never be accomplished. Lady in waiting because it's too late because of the age difference. Because we did it when she was 8. If she was 6, then we would have done it. Stewardship is going to be her bit of a weak point there, but hopefully we'll improve upon it. And now, the most controversial act yet in this series, other than killing my brother. I'm going to kill myself. I've tried. I really, really did. But dark thoughts creep uninvited into my mind nonetheless. I know I'm not alone, but it sure feels that way, being surrounded by people who do not see, cannot understand. Some days that it is worse than total isolation. This wouldn't work because I would win that duel. Who are you gonna stop me? Huh. I don't know about poison. I don't know how often that works. But it better be an effective one. So poison will give me sweet oblivion. It's not the best way to be rewarded in heaven, but hey. I gave back to the people, despite the fact they call me the cruel, which that epithet will never go away. But I gave it back to them. But fortunately, the depression got the best of me. It had barely been a few moments before I started to cough blood and ingesting the poisonous brew I had concocted. Finally would be released from this dreary world. And now the endless rest. But first, get a bunch of warrior commanders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I used up all the glory that I can. Because I don't know if any of them are going to still be around when her reign begins. What else? Oh yeah, speaking of, giving. Oh no, it would matter if you're of the and all that. You know what? Simply for the sake of it, just bring in more people in the court because they might be needed for her when her reign begins. I shall do it. And you know she's not going to go to Canada anytime soon, so... No, let her do it. Okay, major priority set now. And now, truly, the endless rest. Samrat Chandrasen has ascended to heaven at age 48. He committed suicide. Known to have stained his hands in the blood of his own kin, Chandrasen is surely paying for his horrific crimes in the afterlife. Well, the kingdom of Bengal itself goes to the cousin, Kosala Bengal. Which honestly, I forgot to... But it doesn't matter. You're an empire now. Doesn't matter. But hey, they like each other. It's too much like, apparently. But anyways, Samrajni Rani, merely at 15 years old, the realm is left in the capable hands of a regent council for about a month or less. Long live Samrajni Rani. What I did was deliberate. Why did the character have to commit suicide? Well, that's the reason why. It's to make sure that she'll have a martial education and stick with it. But in the meantime... all these commanders are still here. Good. Okay. Just trying to whistle. Any brawny guys? Help me on this? I don't know about you, but you're just gonna be my guardian just to finish up the martial education. I said martial education. That's not gonna work. Whatever you say. Need loyalists. Well, you want to be in a council. Yeah, everybody's mad because of opinion of predecessor. Some are more zealous than others, but I'll try to change that. I need to get to work on performing statecraft. Otherwise, there's going to be problems. And domain is too big. And we have a bit of an imperial decay, which, yeah, it hurts the morale a bit in the tax. Well, especially the tax. Having a very large realm is one thing. And the crown authority is higher, but it can be reduced by becoming coordinated. It will happen. It will happen. Don't you worry. Because under her watch, she'll make things right. Nice. So, this is how it works from this perspective. Because I never played a child before in the sort set of mods I mentioned before. My parents' total high relevant stat when we were born positively increased on stats starting at 15. How to higher my progenitor status, the higher possible bonus to receive up to the maximum of +3. If you see two tests in the tooltip, it means both parents contribute to the high stats. Consider yourself very lucky in the latest case, so no effect, or 1 diplomacy, or 2 diplomacy. 2 diplomacy. And don't forget all the books that you have. Now it's birthday. Okay, slow down here. I have finished my education in the ways of war. I have truly found my calling. War is a continuation of politics. I've become dull, which isn't good. And I'll say, yes, I want to be brave like him. So be brave too. I hope I don't get too many of the dull-related events. Because the last few rulers of the past were, I was about to say shrewd men, but yeah, they were shrewd. Great-grandfather Raja Ganesh Shah. He wasn't shrewd, but still. May not have the intelligence, but I have the skills to maintain such an empire, but will improve upon the stewardship skill and whatnot. If you want to improve that, you should see the realm prosper. Don't declare any wars, because we are far away from declaring any subjugation wars and whatnot. So you should see the realm prosper. And got to be coordinated. And a lower imperial decay decision. Hang on, I'll get to you. I'll make it up to all of you sooner or later. Wait a minute, court guru? We have a guru? Guru Dev? But anyways. Lower imperial decay. The current is 6, but... oh my goodness. That requires this amount of prestige and karma. Have not been coordinated yet, nor ruled for 5 years. And have at least 3. Right now it's 6. Don't have the karma yet. Oh, don't worry, I'll get it. Well, it'll be a while before we get to there, knowing that a bit of a cynic. cousin. Wait, it is part of the dynasty. I mean, it will continue, but what is he like? Not a good guy. Forced labor. Well, now he has more of this strength now. Should we unify the realm through his children? Yeah, it's fine. It's perfectly legal. Even though the uncle was Indranarian, who was a lunatic who had gonorrhea, he's the one that was killed by father. Of course, skills may not be great as much as he's into learning, and he's a member of We Have a Life and Death. But since it's primogeniture, and we'll all come back to the Empire, so okay, I'll take it. Even though it's a strange thing, you are marrying your cousin. And there is a chance that we might have an inbred, should we have any children. I don't think it's wise, but still. No, people respect wealth. And I may be dull, but I ain't stupid. Let's see. No, can't do weapon training. Weapon training requires you to be less than 30. And I know a lot of vassals dislike me, but I'm gregarious, so it could help, so you might go for carousing first. And after that, go into business. Improve your stewardship. Let's not think about war. But all I ask is for you to stop those plots, anything that's against me. But marrying the cousin is a necessity as a way of keeping an empire united with all the kingdoms and such. But not coordinated yet. That time will come very soon. But we'll choose a patron deity, and in addition, no, I don't have too many bad traits, so there's no reason to be a Buddhist yet. No reason for that yet. So it's like, we know she's a Hindu, but what branch is she exactly? Hey, here's some karma for you. Yeah, we will have coordination today. The 4 traditions of the Hindu faith are Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Shaktism, and Smartism. I decided to choose a new way, but which one shall be? Father was a Shaivite, which he was all about prestige, and he got it. But for Rani, what branch? Oh yeah, I forgot you're a Jain. You're just a Jain, not specific branch yet. And we want to have, as children as possible in order to, inherit. But we will. I don't know how, oh, wait a minute. But don't worry, we're very well liked. So do not worry, we will have children. But since I'm concerned about stability of this empire, so we'll go for Vaishnavism, revering Vishnu as supreme. Because vassal opinion +5. The great-great-grandfather Ramagupta was a Vaishnavist. So, why not? We could start now. Even though there are some differences, obviously, there will be, inevitably. But still, it's for the best interest of this country. Now, the patron deity. Who is it gonna be? Ganga of the waters, she who purifies. Dedicated to Ganga. Okay, now you've got that. He's inactive. Gonna start inviting everybody as a way of making up to you. Oh, what the heck? Oh, just invite everybody. I just realized, this is gonna take... How long is it gonna be? Okay, it'll be late this year that will be fully coordinated. Let's just say that, that people will be wondering, why is she not coordinated yet? Does she not know she's the Samrajni of the Gupta Empire? That's careless of her. Well, you can blame it on the doll part. But in honesty, I forgot. Which area is unstable? It's restless here. It's fine. Varanasi is rebellious, so you better take care of that right now. Send the marshal over. Contest rebels. Now it's restless, and we're putting a focus on Varanasi. Don't you know that place is the holiest of holies? Stability here. Put that back over there. Hope you don't mind. There you go. Now we can organize it again. Who's going to be the designated region? Cousin husband. We'll get that Imperial Decay down sooner or later. Just try not to overthink it, alright? My infancy has been defined by brawls, fights, and physical contests. I was never fond of playing with the other girls, who I found annoying and futile, instead preferring the company of boys. Now that I grew up, it's time to say I'll be a Tommy boy for my life, or instead follow a more traditional role. This is the one that causes this. That one. I could have been good in all other skills, but no. I will be a maverick forever. Some will come, but not all. That age difference. Not gonna be great for it. I'll give it to you. Should be fun. Yeah, fun. No claims. You've got a long life ahead of you. So, write a martial-themed book. Should you live long enough, you might write another book. And look for another resource since you have all this wealth. In the meantime... Oh my god, what? Yeah. If I am not remaining coordinated, that imperial decay will increase. It's going to mess with the taxes and it's going to mess with the morale. And a plot power defense doesn't help it either. Although, right now, nobody's against me. One wants independence. It's Kalinga. Yeah, let's have a private feast. You're thinking too much of the party life. And not much of anything else. That's for starters, for the beginning of improving relationships. Now it's time to get back to real life and a proper coordination. Oh, don't worry about it. I was thinking of a time of the month, of the time of the year. So yes, imperial coordination. Being officially coordinated by the priest of life will legitimize my rule among my subjects. It offers a chance to oppress my allies. I'll be spending a lot of money for this. I already rule the Gupta Empire, but receiving official Hindu coordination will legitimize my standing to my vassals. Now it's time to begin planning what is sure to be a lavish ceremony, attended by all. I look forward to it. Invitations are sent. What else? No, you can't do a tiger hunt at the same time. But I could sponsor a university. So lavish gifts are the part of the Grand Academy, led by this wisdom of the Great Academy, which we forgot to introduce him. He's the headmaster here. Academy graduate. Doctor of Law. Stomach muscle and all that. Yeah, these are just tutors, some commanders, but I guess this one here is the first student. A Kannada. Hope it'll be a good investment. What else? I had something else on my mind before I lose it. I may be dull-minded, but I ain't stupid. Husband. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can't empower the spouse because he is a ruler. So I'm not going to get some benefit stats from him. It just feels like I'm working alone. And he's not going to be in the throne, sitting next to me. In the throne room here in Magadh. In Patliputra. So instead he's my advisor, designated regent, and Maharaj, in addition to being a Samrat. The Gupta coordination. I, Rani of the Gupta dynasty, and with the blessing of Brahma, do hereby rightfully assume the crown of the Gupta Empire. With those words, does she become Samrajni of the Gupta Empire, in truth. With each of our vassals lining up to bow before and swear everlasting fealty, is an impressive ceremony full of pomp and circumstance, and one that will write Samrajni Rani into history. The streets of Magadh are lined with Bengali crowds cheering, with everyone straining to get a look at the important personages that pass by on their way to the forthcoming feast. I've never been more proud. So imperial decay will be reduced by 1. It ain't gonna go away anytime soon, but it'll be a bit of a strain ever since that ruler committed suicide. But if you want it lowered, you gotta rule for 5 years and get a lot of prestige, which in fact, it'll happen in no time. So with the coronation ceremony finished, the newly anointed Samrajni retired to her castle for the celebration feast. The hall is packed with people, the lords and ladies of the Gupta Empire, their wives and husbands visiting Hindu rulers and emissaries. It will be a night to remember. Let the festivities commence. The wisdom and my cousin husband Samrat will be there. Raja will not be there. Rani will not be there. Bunch of Rajas will be there. Devasinga won't. Nugrantha Helias, the Greek, will be there too. Maharaj Durgar Simha will be there. The Galpo of Tibet, northern neighbor up here, he ain't coming too. Let the festivities commence. Yeah, we'll end the episode with these ceremonies. As the coronation feast continues, I find myself frequently in the company of Bhikshuni Devavati, drinking wine and laughing over stories. Well, I could not have thought so initially, since those two of me gained an excellent understanding of one another. Found a new friend. Indeed. To our good host, Samrajni Rani, long shall he reign, Maharaj Uttama of the Pandya kingdom, stands and delivers an eloquent toast in Samrajni Rani's honor at the coronation feast, prompting a round of approving applause from those gathered. Many thanks, Maharaj. You know, he's physically weak and all that. On the night of the coronation feast, it seems everyone wants to dance with me. Mahendra Narayan, in particular, however, seems more interested than most. In the way he smiles at me, I suspect he might be interested in more than just a dance with the Samrajni. Oh dear. What is he like? He's a philosophical tutor, and they call him the witch hunter. He's from Samatata. Even though I would rather be with him, who is, you know, important for political reasons, to unify the realm within. And to prevent him from joining, No. A dance is more than sufficient. Made another friend to another Bhikshuni. Yes, the domain is too big. We'll have that dealt with in future. For most of the coronation feast, the Galpapoil, Sunang II of Nagaji, acted normally, or as normally as one can expect it to be, perhaps. Then the servant placed the wrong flagon before him, and that set him off, ranting and raving, until finally the hall watched in silence as he was escorted away. Oh, wonderful. He's a lunatic. Serious paranoia. Poor Regency. He's a genius, but he's stark raving mad. This is not related to the coronation feast, but significant prosperity boost will suffice. Many thanks, Kapalendra. I'm surprised you spoke so eloquently. Made Bengal, Kingdom of Bengal is his primary title. The coronation feast finally draws to a close, with Samrajni Rani giving a speech to those gathered there. It's barely heard over the Raj cheering. Long live the Samrajni! Long live the Samrajni! Samrajni Rani Ki Jai! I don't know if that's how you say that in a feminine term in Hindi. Which, again, I know Hindi. I don't know Bengali. Don't know enough about it to get by. Mood of the court factions improved. Hope so, because there's some malcontents around here. So now in that next episode, whoa, you better get everybody together. Because the strength of the Empire must be relied on by vassals. We can't expand without you. And in 5 years, we will get rid of all that Imperial decay if we can. Reduced by 1 to 3. Have at least 3. So basically, by 3 or lower, then it'll be alright. There will be events, however, that so just hope for some improvements. It's a small decay because of a suicide-related event by the predecessor. But we got a lot more to work with here. But one thing is for certain. May not have the best mind right now, but do what we can and hopefully don't make any mistakes that would destabilize the Empire for a bit. He'll handle it, I hope. If he loses, he abdicates. Because that's what happens in the Tyranny War. If he loses the Tyranny War, for some reason, he'll abdicate, and the titles will go back to me. I could tell him to surrender to the revolt, which would be funny to do that. Again, I may do that in the next episode. If I tell him to surrender to the revolt, he likes me so much, he'll say yes. And then he'll be in accord with me, and then finally we'll have an empowered spouse to help deal with this domain size issue and all that. And then we'll figure out the rest of the way of what kind of ruler she'll be, other than just be a carouser. And where to expand next, because I have ideas of possibly going south. Because it would be easy to manage just by pushing guys' claimants at one. Every claim we invite, push a claim, we expand. Because I don't want to expand too much westward because of the Abbasids that, well, they are starting to get themselves back together again. And we can't deal with their kind of strength unless we unite all of India first, starting with the south, then help with the west, and then expand in the west, drive the Abbasids out of there. Anything that touches India, then India will be in. Again, that's a long-term goal for the Gupta series, in which we hope you enjoyed this largely peaceful episode as much as this was a foregone conclusion, for she was meant to be the first Samrajni ruler of this empire, although not many would like that decision. But if she were a Buddhist, every negative opinion about a female heir, they would probably be quiet about it, except for the Hindus and the Jains of the realm. So, we hope you enjoyed this episode and hope for some more great things to come for Rani and the rest of the Gupta series and many more. But until then, so long for now.